County leaders are discussing some of the behind-the-scenes changes that will take place at the Henry Vilas Zoo.
And flooding remains a problem for some in Adams County. We'll hear from homeowners coming up at 6.
Plus, a man's plan to help the homeless in his community through tiny homes is getting closer to reality.
From the Channel3000.com Alert Center, this is News 3 Now at 6.
Thank you for joining us. Tonight, Dane County leaders will vote to spend more money on the zoo this year.
The money would go towards things like adding staff and comes as the contract between the county and their fundraising partner, the Zoological Society, ends on Sunday. Amanda Quintana is live at the zoo with the details. Amanda?
Yes, well, when that contract ends at the end of the month, the county will take on responsibilities like on-ground attractions, like the carousel, things like marketing, concessions, and some of the volunteer efforts. And that is all stuff that the society does right now. Now, to take on all that extra work and for 9 new staff members, they are asking for more money to be put into the zoo's budget. Almost more than $600,000 to be added to that budget. This year, Dane County Executive Joe Parisi said the Association of Zoos and Aquariums required these extra staff. The county will also hire a consultant, a national expert who can tell them how other zoos handle their partnerships with fundraising organizations. Parisi saying it's time to end their relationship with longtime partners, the Zoological Society.
Continuing to do something one way, just because that's the way we've always done it, is not how we should be doing business. We will engage in this process because at the end of the day, I have a responsibility to my community, a responsibility to do what's best for our zoo, not necessarily what's easiest.
A 100-year relationship is really ending in about 4 weeks' time. And we've just been really confused as to why. Up until the time the county decided to change the operating structure, we've really seen a successful partnership.
Parisi said the county did offer jobs to people who currently work concessions and grounds who are employed by the society. After getting advice from the consultant, they plan to request proposals from nonprofits to become their new fundraising partner. He says he expects that the society will be one of those organizations that sends in a proposal. But when I talked to Amy Supple today, she says that will be difficult, if not impossible, since on Sunday they will have no more employees and they really won't be a functioning organization anymore.
All right, Amanda Quintana reporting live from us from the Henry Vilas Zoo. We should also mention that WISC-TV has a joint marketing agreement with the Friends of the Henry Vilas Zoo, which includes various things like sponsorship of zoo events and the weather camera that you see on the air.
Governor Tony Evers says a ruling today against lame duck laws passed by Republicans is a victory for the people of Wisconsin. A second Dane County judge blocked a portion of Republican-backed bills that limit the powers of Governor Evers and Attorney General Josh Kaul. Last week, another judge blocked all the laws passed during the lame duck session last year. Republicans are appealing both the rulings. Governor Evers is touring more areas impacted by our recent flooding. One of his stops was in Fond du Lac today. He's also touring damages in Darlington. According to the state, spring flooding has cost local governments nearly $2 million. Hundreds of homes in 16 counties have been damaged. Governor Evers declared a state of emergency in response to the flooding.
Let's check now your first alert forecast with Chief Meteorologist Gary Canolfi. Hi, Gary.
All right, well, the flooding concerns have lessened a little bit thanks to the dry weather, and we could use some more of that, and we do have some in the forecast for at least the next day or two. Visible cloud track shows just some mid and high level clouds passing across the state, but the air is very dry near the ground, so no precipitation showing up on Doppler track around Wisconsin or in the southern part of the state. Low temperatures this morning, because of the dry air, fell pretty quickly. We dropped to 20 in Madison, but many locations to our north and east were in the upper teens. High temperatures today generally were in the upper 40s to around 50 degrees. A little warmer to the west, a little cooler closer to Lake Michigan. And you can see right now temperatures have dipped into the 30s closer to Lake Michigan. Madison still at 47 degrees, but farther out to the west, Boscobel and La Crosse are still at 50. So by tomorrow morning, look for temperatures to start out right around freezing, around 32 degrees with mostly clear skies overnight. Tomorrow we'll look for skies to be partly sunny. It'll be windy and milder with high temperature right around 60. That's your News 3 Now First Alert forecast.
Thank you, Gary. story. Prosecutors say a Beaver Dam man killed his ex-wife amid a custody dispute. Ulysses Medina Espinosa made his first appearance in court today. He is facing homicide charges in the death of Stacia Hollinshead. According to court documents, Hollinshead was in Beaver Dam with their daughter, visiting Espinosa's parents. Espinosa showed up at the home and shot Hollinshead at least 15 times while their daughter was inside. When questioned by police, the 5-year-old told them he, quote, shooted my mom. Court documents alleged Espinosa had become more erratic since Hollinshead was granted sole custody. Cash bond was set at $2 million. A Clinton high school student is not allowed to be on social media. 17-year-old Jose Espinosa was in court today. He is accused of posting a picture of a student with autism using the restroom. He was arrested last week for depicting nudity, which is a Class 1 felony. Espinosa was released last Thursday, but arrested again on Friday for felony intimidation. Police documents say he made threatening posts on his Facebook page regarding the witness who notified police about the photo he posted. A judge ruled that he is not allowed on social media and was given a curfew of 7 p.m. to 7 a.m.
The candidates running for Wisconsin Supreme Court will meet for one more debate. Lisa Neubauer and Brian Hagedorn are both state appeals court judges. They are running to replace retiring Wisconsin Supreme Court Justice Shirley Abramson. Neubauer is backed by liberals, while Hagedorn has support from conservatives. A win by Hagedorn would increase the court's conservative majority to 5-2. Here are the details of their final debate. It's tonight in Milwaukee at the Marquette University Law School. It starts at 7. WISN-TV is hosting it. You can watch it on their website, WISC or WISN.com, or the station's app. The election is April 2nd. The winner will serve a 10-year term.
There's a push to increase the pay for Wisconsin nursing aides. A package of bills called the CNA Pay Act was introduced by Democratic lawmakers today. The goal is to improve the pay of CNAs and make training more affordable and achievable for personal care workers. Supporters say the starting wage for CNAs is around $10.75, while other unskilled workers start around $12 an hour.
These are folks who are changing soiled diapers. These are folks who are moving people, making sure people don't get bed sores, who are ensuring that a quality of life is maintained, and it is hard, physical, grueling work.
Supporters say that Wisconsin's aging population keeps growing and a shortage in nursing workers has reached a crisis level.
Homelessness in Rock County continues to get the attention of city leaders, and the city of Janesville says they're crafting a solution to make things right. Rock County reporter Adam Duxter spoke with those in charge, as well as someone who says they've got another idea to help the homeless. He joins us live at our bureau. Adam?
Well, Mark, right now there's roughly 350 people dealing with homelessness in Rock County. And while there are varying ideas on how to tackle the issue, many agree something needs to be done. Finding a place to live in Janesville isn't easy.
Right now, it's just really difficult to find any place that's affordable.
Kelly Bedessem says rising rent prices are forcing a part of the city's population out.
We, on a daily basis, have folks come to our counter looking for housing assistance because they have nowhere to live.
This summer, the issue of homelessness in Janesville was amplified after a homeless man was found dead in the water near the Centerway Dam. It inspired local craftsman Richard Snyder to develop the idea of tiny homes for the homeless. Since then, he says he's received several $1,000s in donations in a plot of land for free.
But for one individual, a homeless person, it would be ideal compared to sharing a bunk with 10 others in a large room.
Bedessem says the city is also working to develop a plan, but says it's something they're very cautious about.
If we do that and it's wrong and it doesn't work out, then we're done with that concept for the most part.
Right now, they're working on a partnership with Community Action Incorporated to build several smaller, affordable homes. 2 plans to tackle the city's homeless issue, and both could see development start by the end of the summer.
I think both of these plans can work. You know, it's just getting all your blocks in a row and walk through it.
Bedessem says the city of Janesville is also working with the Wisconsin Economic Development Association to bring a potential low-income housing project to the city. A complex she says would have 92 units, something she says is so desperately needed by people looking for that low-income housing in Janesville.
Some solutions. Adam Duxter reporting live from our bureau at the Janesville Gazette. Thank you.
A Madison street sweeper knows a lot about teamwork.
And he's hoping to coach the rest of us on its benefits, especially as the weather gets nicer. It is spring cleaning time for the city of Madison.
You may have noticed some street sweepers around town, and there are things you can do to make cleanup a little easier. Jamie Perez shares how you can help.
Right, so those street sweepers will actually be out and about for the next 6 weeks, cleaning up all of that leftover salt and sand. It helps prevent all of that from getting in the stormwater system. Today I rode around with Felix Caraballo. He's been a street sweeper for the last 3 years, but he's been with the city of Madison for the last 20. Before this, he was actually a pitcher for the Oakland A's, the Reno Red Sox, the Madison Muskies. He said the switch over to this gig was difficult, but being a team player is something that transferred over as a skill he could use anywhere. And he says you can also be a team player as well this spring by following a few simple guidelines.
Many things that people can help us do it. It's being nice if people don't park in the street. People don't should put the recycling and garbage bin in the street. When they put it in the street, we have to go around and all that stuff stay there.
Some simple requests there, and I think we can all be team players here. Last year, the city of Madison said the street sweepers collected more than 1,500 tons of debris, but believe they can collect even more if we keep the streets clear of our cars and garbage cans. And as a reminder that the street sweepers can only go about 5 miles an hour, Felix there had to make an adjustment to his work skills to be able to provide clean streets for us. Maybe we can return the favor, make his job a little easier by clearing off all the streets so he can make the streets squeaky clean for us.
Interesting career path.
Yeah, definitely.
Good guy.
Thank
All right.
you.
Thanks, Jamie.
Yep. Well, Gary says tomorrow is the nicest day we will see this week.
He's talking about our next chance of rain. That's next in the first alert forecast. Well, 16 counties across Wisconsin are dealing with flood damage.
Some in Adams County are still dealing with standing water. Amy Reed reports.
The peace and quiet of the North is one of the reasons you want to move here. Tom and Roy don't get that anymore.
Actually turned into an American nightmare.
Instead, pumps, rushing water, certainly not silence.
I always wanted a trout stream. Well, I got one.
The river that runs through their yard is nothing compared to the lake it was last week.
There's spots in there that it's waist deep in water.
Water still fills out back.
So you can't use that at all.
And where it was in the yard, there's now sand, cracked pavement.
See where the line was? Right here.
Tom said his driveway
It's all dropped.
has dropped 4 inches.
They're kind of steep now.
Inside, the basement hasn't dried like the yard.
This is the mess. This is the water.
Water bubbles up through seams, spreading sand and silt until the fan and pump can get rid of it. In some spots, it's too late.
Here's the sick part. Look at my basement floor is buckled right up. What is going to be next?
Maybe Tom's only relief is that he has someone there who knows what it's like. Together, their list of neighbors shrinks. Without help, many have left their homes abandoned.
Oh, I didn't know that. Dave left?
Yeah.
Okay.
These two don't know what they'll do. They just want it to stop.
It's sickening. You know, when's it going to quit?
This water has to come from somewhere, and it's only been happening for the past 3 years, just after a pipeline was put in only a mile or so away, which to them has to mean someone somewhere upstream can stop this.
If they could just stop it, we're at the source. It'd be great.
But until then, they sit, soaking wet and trying to adjust to the new sound of quiet.
The water just keeps coming.
In Adams County, Amy Reed.
And what do you do?
News 3 Now.
And our recent flooding has cost local governments around $2 million.
Chief Meteorologist Gary Canalti joins us now, and we have a nice day tomorrow.
Any dry day is a good day, you know, the way things have been going. I mean, you still, it's actually been pretty dry around here for the last week or so, but all that flooding still remains.
And the snow's still melting up north?
There's still snow melting up north, and even around here there's piles of snow that still have to melt too. But as we take a look at visible cloud track, this is the kind of satellite view you want to see. These are not rain clouds, just a few mid and high level clouds streaking across the state, thicker clouds out to the west, but even those don't have any rain in them. In fact, if we take a look at Doppler track, you can see pretty much free of precipitation across all of the upper Midwest. Precipitation forecast from the European computer model. This is for basically Friday afternoon through Friday night and into Saturday morning. Now calling for the heaviest rains to even be a little farther south from Wisconsin. Here in Madison, computer models thinking somewhere around 1/4 to 1/2 inch of rain from Madison southward. North of Madison, even lesser amounts of rain. And the snow that remains on the ground is up north, and they're expecting very little in the way of rain or snow there. As far as the snow potential, there might be a little bit Friday night into Saturday morning. Might see up to 1 inch of snow accumulation, mainly north of Madison on the grassy areas. Some of this, even though the computer models are showing 1 to 2 inches, a lot of that will just melt as it reaches the ground. So it may stick a little while in the grass, but should melt pretty quickly. And by Saturday afternoon, it should be all gone. As we look at the live view from the Queen Bee Radio Skycam in Platteville, you can see skies are basically clear there. The WISC Skycam looking out toward the west shows a lot of sunshine as well. Edgewater Skycam, downtown Madison, sunny skies. Even those mid and high level clouds have thinned out quite a bit. And as we check out the almanac for today, while the low temperature was below normal at 20, our high temperature is right where it should be at 48 degrees. And right now our temperature has dropped to 47. Skies are partly sunny. Winds out of the south-southwest at 8 miles per hour. Look at that humidity, only 21% with a dew point temperature of 8 degrees. That is dry air, but again, there's enough moisture in the soil that we don't have to worry about wildfires or anything like that. Temperatures right now range from the lower 40s in the northern part of the state to the upper 40s to around 50 here in southern Wisconsin, away from Lake Michigan. Out east, a big storm system has moved off the coast. That's buckled the jet stream a little bit. That has allowed the next storm system to start building downstream in the western part of the United States. That'll move eastward, but notice the upper level winds from the southwest. So that'll initially warm us up with high temperatures tomorrow expected around 60. And then those clouds will move in with some precipitation precipitation chances. You notice a warm front to our south and west. On the other side of that warm front, temperatures are mainly in the upper 60s to near 70 degrees. We'll be up around 60 for tomorrow. Our forecast for tonight calls for skies to be mainly clear, maybe a few more clouds toward morning. Low temperature dropping to 32. Tomorrow, a partly sunny, windy, and even milder day. High temperature soaring to around 60 degrees. As we check out future track, those temperatures dropping off to around freezing by tomorrow morning. A few clouds moving in overnight, and then those move out. Partly sunny skies tomorrow. High temperatures, like I say, around 60 degrees. Tomorrow night, a few more clouds, maybe a slight chance of a shower, but low temperatures staying in the upper 40s, and then we'll be in the upper 50s for Thursday with variably cloudy skies. As we look at the 7 to 10 day forecast, those temperatures a little cooler as we head into the weekend. Again, that rain could mix with snow Friday night into Saturday before it comes to an end. Quiet weather for much of next week with some rain toward the end of the week.
The Badger softball team tries to keep its hot start going in its home opener. We'll stop by Goodman Diamond in sports. There are some really exciting things happening with some Badger women's sports these days. We start with the softball team, ranked 23rd in the country, taking a 22-5 record into their home opener this afternoon with a doubleheader against Northern Iowa at Goodman Diamond. Bottom of the fifth in game one, the Badgers' Jolie Fish lines that one to the wall. That'll bring in 2 runs, and Wisconsin goes up 4-0. Still in the fifth, Lauren Foster adds an RBI single. Game one goes to the Badgers 6-1. Game two just underway at Goodman Diamond. Last weekend, Badger swimmer Beta Nelson made history by winning 3 individual events at the NCAA Championships in Austin, Texas. Nelson started by winning the 200 individual medley last Thursday, followed it with a title in the 100 backstroke Friday, then capped it off with a win Saturday in the 200-yard backstroke. She was named Swimmer of the Year by the College Coaches Association and Big Ten Swimmer of the Year. She's only a junior at Wisconsin. She set the bar pretty high at the NCAAs.
But that first night took me by surprise. It got the ball rolling, and I kind of just took that momentum and ran with it. You never really know what the result's going to be until you look up, but you can kind of feel it when it's special, and the whole week felt pretty special, so it was awesome.
We've got to watch Beta Nelson grow up. She won 12 WIAA state swimming titles for Verona Mount Horeb, and before that was a star for Ridgewood Pool at the All-City Swimming and Diving Meet. It's kind of nice that Nelson remembers where she came from and is grateful for the experience.
The All-City League made me who I am, and I had obviously the Ridgewood Pool shouting me out, and all these little kids that I coach just sending me messages of love and support. You know, I never thought that this is where it would be, but I'm glad that I got here. I'm thankful for everyone along the way who's helped me get here.
Ty Strickland is leaving the Badger men's basketball program. Strickland announced on Twitter today he's going to transfer after one season with the Badgers. Strickland played in 16 games this season. Nebraska fired head men's basketball coach Tim Miles today. Miles was the Huskers head coach for 7 seasons, made the NCAA tournament once in 2014. But Nebraska finished 10th or lower in the Big Ten 5 times in those 7 seasons. Word is Nebraska is targeting former Iowa State and Bulls coach Fred Hoiberg to replace Tim Miles. Brewers have just started their final preseason game in Montreal. They're playing the Toronto Blue Jays there again tonight. It's going to be hard for the Brewers to top the 2018 season, Central Division champions, 1 win away from making the World Series. The players know repeating that will be tough, but they carry great memories of 2018 into this season.
Really just the whole state of Wisconsin was amazing last year and made playing a lot of fun. And hopefully we can repeat what we did last year. And you know, basically that just goes by taking it day by day and not really getting caught up in where you want to be in September when it's February.
And Thursday is the home opener for the Brewers. They'll host the St. Louis Cardinals. Here's some cool drone video of Miller Park today. This is the 50th season for the Milwaukee Brewers baseball team after they moved from Seattle to Milwaukee after the '69 season. Gary, what's the weather going to be like? Oh, it doesn't matter.
The last season in Miller Park, right? Or the name change next year.
Next year, yeah. Yeah, 24.
All right.
I'm sorry.
Sorry to derail things here.
I was concentrating on something else.
All right, Gary, how about the weather?
Tomorrow should be a nice day. Temperatures up around 60 degrees.
All right, that's our time for now. See you back here at 10.